Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how to use the exceptions feature in Syncrofy. You'll learn how to view and sort the exceptions that have been identified by Syncrofy, what document events you can monitor, and how to create the SLA and value rules that can proactively monitor for exceptions. With exceptions, you can view irregularities or inconsistencies within your documents and receive proactive alerts regarding data that may require extra attention. Exceptions promote issue accountability and help to drive productivity. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is to create an exception rule. For the first example, we'll create an SLA rule. An SLA rule is a time-based validation that notifies you when a follow-up document has not been processed after receiving one from a trading partner. For this example, we'll set up an SLA rule that will notify us if an invoice is not acknowledged within 2 days. To create an SLA rule, we'll first go to Settings, and then select Exception Rules. Next, we'll click the Add SLA Rule button. If you don't see exception rules, then you don't have the required permissions. In that case, you'll want to contact your Syncrofy administrator. We'll select the first drop-down box at the top and choose the document event we want to monitor, Invoice Processed. Once we do that, we'll select a filter to apply to the document type by clicking Add Filter. Here, we can customize the rule to show only the documents we want. In this case, we'll select Flow Direction and choose Outbound. The next drop-down box helps us solidify the criteria for the rule. In this case, we want to know if there is not an acknowledgement within 2 days. Then, we'll click the check mark at the top to save. It's just as easy to create a value rule. A value rule allows you to monitor specific values in the header of a document and be notified if specific criteria is met. For example, if a purchase order total from company ABC is greater than $5,000. For this scenario, it makes sense to create a value rule rather than an SLA rule. Like an SLA rule, we'll first choose the document event we want to monitor, Purchase Order Processed. Next, we'll choose the Business Partner filter and select our desired partner. We'll add a validator and set the criteria to be if the total monetary amount is greater than $5,000. Then, we'll click the check mark to save. Back on the exception rule screen, you can see the rules we've created. You can also expand or minimize them, turn them off or back on again, edit or delete them. Now, let's go to the main exception screen to see what Syncrofy has identified. This is where you can view all of the exceptions that have been identified by Syncrofy, including pertinent information about each one. If you can access this screen from the left-hand navigation, you have the required permissions. Entity is the specific document or timeline in question. Type is the exception category that has been given to this issue. Status is the current state of the exception, either pending, in progress, or resolved. Assigned to is the person who has been assigned to this exception, and last updated is the date and time the exception was last updated or assigned. You can also sort your exceptions by last updated, status, or assignee by toggling the drop-down menus. Keep in mind, this isn't the only place you can view the exceptions that have been identified by Syncrofy. Syncrofy will indicate the number of exceptions in the header of the document. You can click on the banner to expand and get a more detailed view of the exception. You can also change the assignee and update the status. You can also do the same in Timeline. Today, we've learned how to use the exceptions feature, create an SLA and value rule, and view and manage your exceptions via the main exception screen. With Syncrofy's exceptions feature, you can stay on top of potential errors and remedy them before they become larger issues. Thanks for watching.